The majority of our food is inspired by my childhood, kind of chasing these grand flavors and textures and ideas that I had as a kid. Like, I remember just, like going back to San Francisco, thinking about when I was a kid how big the buildings were and revisiting, and the buildings aren't as big. And that's almost the same way we approach food. Like the flavors that I had as a kid, like in my head, will always be the best flavors, and that's what I'm trying to chase. But I probably will never be able to get to that point. Well, this sandwich is so weird. I guess the inspiration behind it was eating caviar and bananas duck confit sandwich about every other day in grad school. Pickled red onions, some really nice cheese, really crispy bread. And then the sweetness from the fig preserves. I love that sandwich so much. I wanted other people to share that feeling I had about the caviar and banana sandwich through this one. So to make our pulled pork banh mi, what we're gonna do is take a baguette and throw it in our oven for 2 minutes so it can get nice and crisp. I'm on your right, Anton.
Cool. Oh, my bad.
So we're gonna slice it right open. And the trick to reheating these baguettes for order is to slice it and spread it and then put it on the grate so that way when they toast, the insides get nice and crispy as well as the outside. So here we go for 2 minutes. We've got some jalapenos, some pickled carrots, a little bit of cilantro, some pickled red onions as well to add a nice acidity to the entire sandwich. Pink Belly started as a food truck in January of 2014. I finished grad school in summer of 2012, and there was a long period where I really didn't know what I wanted to do, but I always knew I wanted to do food. Sweet. So the bread is nice and crisp now. You're gonna add some mayo to it, some pulled pork, and all this other goodness. Got some mayo. Get that on both sides. Some blueberry jam. Let me get a nice olive oil. Tuck the jalapenos in. Make sure every bite gets a little bit of spice. I love being on a food truck because we were able to connect to the customer so intimately. The space where we actually prepared the food and the serving window were so close in proximity that oftentimes I could prepare the food and talk to the customer about each ingredient that I had at the same time. Being here now, our operation has kind of scaled up just a bit more. We have such great equipment in the back, like combi ovens, tilted skillets, where not only can we do a better job cooking our food, but make it in bigger quantities as well. We cook this overnight every night, so every single day it's super, super moist and juicy. We used to go back all the time, about maybe every 3 or 4 years, go back to Saigon and visit family, and everyone really lived at my grandma's house. So it was always good to see my aunts wake up every single morning to go to the market, to pick up whatever they needed to cook lunch and then cook dinner, and yeah, just being around that all day was pretty awesome. My parents were like, "What are you doing, Ty? What are you doing? You went to grad school and now you're doing a food truck. What are you doing?" But it's panned out so far. So.
Yeah, it seems like it.